Yeah.
All right. Hey, welcome back to the Fighter Stance. This is episode 8?
8, something like that. I don't know. I feel like we don't even need to mention it. Like, we'll say it just because we're going to forget eventually at some point.
Yeah, because we're going to do 507 of these.
Yeah. Who keeps track?
On today's episode, we have our close friend and a partner who works here at Sheepdog, Andrew Craig. If you don't know about Andrew Craig he was a UFC fighter, but never won a first round ever. I've never seen someone get beat up so bad in the first round and then come back and win the second and third. And he's the nicest guy, so I don't understand how that happens.
He's coming off the top rope, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds mean, but it's also kind of like a compliment. But
Yeah, a little backhanded.
It's just truth.
Yeah.
But with a little backhanded.
Yeah. Andrew also submitted me like 8 years ago and won't shut the fuck up about it.
I mean, why would you?
So there's that. He teaches MMA at 10th Planet in Austin. He's got some really good fighters coming up, and generally just a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
So welcome,
Fellas,
welcome to the
long-time
podcast.
fan of the show. Appreciate having me on.
Yeah.
Patrick, thank you for the intro. I appreciate you putting it out there about the submission 8 years ago.
So I figured out if I put it on the podcast, then you don't have to fucking say it anymore.
It loses power now. Yeah, I don't have anything now.
He makes fun of himself on the air.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not internet now.
That's the last episode was just me being like this bashing
real.
myself the whole time.
I don't
He
know.
was talking
It
about his
nice.
fight career, but he was talking like really bad about himself. so-
Yeah.
Granted,
was
Pat and I
interesting.
looked up his fight record the other day, and it's not great. But then you look at all the people that he fought, you're like, well, you didn't really give yourself an easy path to victory.
Well, yeah, but we talked about that. Though, like I was deploying, so if there was a big name fighter, I had to fight him.
Yeah.
Like because I knew that I only had a year.
Yeah.
Right. So like I had to get the biggest fights I could.
Well, even on the tail end of your career where you're like, okay, I'm coming off a couple losses. I could take a tune-up fight like most people, or just fight like the next guy that's on his way to the UFC.
I did that.
one, yeah.
I did that one. Yeah.
No, big balls, dude. Huge balls.
Yeah.
Last
Yeah.
week he said everyone he lost eventually went to the UFC.
Yeah.
No, dude, that's like I've thought about that myself just for people I fought early on that were like, you don't know who this guy is. He's like 0-0 amateur or something like that. Oh shit, I had to fight that guy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with you. Like all your Reds on Sherdog are like, oh, UFC.
Yeah.
Not to mention Tim Kennedy on there.
He's not on there because that was at the Army thing.
So that one doesn't even count.
Yeah. But again, I remember the first time I met you. So Colton Smith told me, he goes, hey, we're going to spar tonight. Make sure you bring your cup, your mouthpiece, and your gloves. I go, okay, cool. I was like, who's coming down? He goes, Tim and this guy named Andrew Craig. And I was like, oh, let me, like, what is Andrew Craig doing? He's like, oh, he fights in the UFC. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I looked you up. And I just watched the first round. And I was like, I'm going to murder this guy. How is this guy in the UFC? And I told Conan, I was like, dude, like, how'd this dude make it to the UFC? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I watched the first round of the last UFC fight they had. He's like, you mean the guy he KO'd in the second round? I was like, he won that fight? He's like, yeah, dude. Like, be ready because it's not easy.
You're like, I'm about to beat the crap out of riffraff.
Yeah. And then you showed up and like I met you and I was like, this guy, I don't understand how he's such a savage. He's the nicest guy.
So nice.
Yeah. And then
Well, I think that's the reason I lost a lot of first rounds because I was like Mr. Nice Guy. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, whoa, these guys are really trying to hurt me.
like you throw in a jab, like a real nice, like, is that okay?
Yeah,
it's not too hard,
just
is it?
feeling it out and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I did that
For the fences.
Yeah, I did that
That's
this
super
weekend.
funny.
I was grappling at that the PBJJF championship.
Peanut
and
butter JJF.
I foot sweep this dude and I get on top, I get side control, and we roll around the mat or whatever, and then I get back to him. I was like, hey, that foot sweep wasn't too rough, was it? He's like, he like looked at me, he goes like, I was in the Air Force, I ain't no bitch. And I was like, that kind of makes you a bitch. Super nice guy.
Not to mention, like, you guys are just like black belts, like competing at like 240 pounds. Like, you're being not nice.
You guys need to get this fucking weight thing, all right? Okay, I'm sick of 240. Fucking, he said 300 the other day.
That's aggressive.
What are you at? 240 is very
Like
respectable.
237, dude.
Oh my god.
Isn't he break 240?
That's grown man weight. dude.
Yeah.
Be proud
Thanks.
of that.
Hey, thanks, bro.
That's a lot of beard, but still.
Bro,
It is a lot of beard.
Yeah.
I had a couple people ask me this weekend, like, man, your beard looks amazing. And we talked about it here. I was like, people have said it looks fake. And they said that, like, it looks awesome, but not real.
Interesting.
Dude, is that a great compliment, though, being told your beard looks fake?
I think it's like saying that, like, you lost every first round in the UFC and then won everything after that. Like, it's the same kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's almost like saying, like, are you on steroids? And
Yeah.
no, like,
No, but thank you.
I don't even go to the gym, bro, but thanks.
Dude, I can't believe someone asked if your beard was fake.
Bro,
we have similar beards. I've never gotten that. But I feel like
we don't have some.
His is longer, but like the consistency is very similar.
You also have a very thick beard.
Yeah.
Andrew Craig, like, so here's the deal.
all three of y'all, dude.
Yeah,
Beard. It's just a
that
beard
is
show.
true.
They're gonna sneak up on me.
Also, though, here's the deal. And Andrew, I hate that fucking mustache, bro.
Why?
When you had a beard, I was like, man, Andrew's killing it. And then he shaved a mustache, and I was like, stupid.
Was that from November?
It's like from August, maybe.
Yeah.
August or September. It's just been here a while. Won't go away.
Yeah. I shaved it 3 times to just come back. It's like a fucking Ouija board.
Yeah, it's almost like easier to keep up with than keeping a beard trim.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love the mustache. My wife, not a fan. She'd rather the beard. Although even the beard, like, at some point she gets over it.
What about beard, no mustache? Like, you just
That
shaving lip.
The Dagestani beard?
The Dagestani beard? Yeah, that's right.
That's
how
what
to
it
do
is.
that. I think it's Amish.
pull that
It's
off.
almost also Amish.
Amish, yeah, I think Amish.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right.
Yeah.
I know a guy up in Waco that does
all
that.
weird. Dagestani and fucking Amish. It's weird. It's the same thing. Weird you guys have beards like that.
Yeah.
Get your life together,
They believe
bro.
in different gods, but have the same facial hair.
Yeah. And hats. They have different hats too. One of them looks like a fucking afro, like made of like sheep's wool, and then the other, I don't fuck it. They wear hats, but they're stupid.
I think it's just like a
They just
normal
rounded off like pilgrim looking heads
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Pilgrim
I don't
hat,
know.
yeah.
Wrestle bears, build farms.
All right, first of all, we need to stop spreading that lie. If that bear really wanted to wrestle, like, let's be real, that bear was a friend, and it was like on tranquilizers. If that,
he was wearing a mouthpiece or
wrestling a
something.
bear as a baby. No, that bear would rip that man in half.
Yeah.
He would look like Deadpool on Deadpool 2 when the fucking juggernaut rips him in half. That's what it would look like.
You don't
I
think
only
you
saw
could beat a bear?
Deadpool one.
It reminds me of that video with the guy doing chin-ups on the tree and the bear's in the background pushing the thing and the other guy's like punching the guy in the stomach. You guys seen that?
Yeah.
It's like the Russians out in the middle of the mountains or something.
yeah.
Like, what is that bear doing there?
I don't know.
They're all just like, they all have pet bears in Russia or something. I don't know what the
Then
deal
all of a
is.
sudden you see like the next videos, like a bear in a circus, like bouncing a ball or something that attacks a trainer.
Right, yeah.
That's why you don't have bears as pets.
Yeah. But Russians, they're willing to test it.
Hey, speaking of pets, Carlos, the guy that does all of this so you can watch our dumb faces talk for an hour and a half, he brought his dogs in today and they were in here.
Yeah.
And we're going to have one of them on the podcast.
Totally awesome dogs.
Yeah, I want him to.
I don't know how we're gonna have dogs on the podcast. But I like it.
We need to calm
shut
one.
up. We're just going to hear him snort when they start breathing hard. And I'm just going to give him treats for an hour.
We'll just walk them around the building
Yeah.
twice and put them on the mic.
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Twice might be a little aggressive. Come on, guys.
Yeah, those guys are pretty
I remember,
small.
yeah, when
Those are French.
French bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool dogs.
Yeah,
They're cool dogs.
So friendly, too.
They're not like a lot of times. These French bulldogs are like fat. Those dogs are fat, but they're not like fat. They're like they look all jacked.
They're kind of jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are rocking tactical vests, though. I think that helps.
And I was about to say they got the tactical vest on. Like they're here to party, here to fuck shit. Anyway, so this weekend there was a UFC 295.
There was.
And you got to attend. I saw like an Instagram deal where your seats were at.
Yeah.
I feel like those are the best seats.
Like the one section, like right where it first starts rising. Absolutely.
Because if you're on that floor level, okay, you get to sit next to like someone cool, but you also can't see the like if the person who's cooler than you is sitting like and the person that's cooler than you that's sitting in front of you, it stands up, you can't see shit.
You're absolutely right, man.
Especially if they're tall. You got
I've been
Shaq
to
in front of you,
sports
shut
before.
down.
Like you're close to the cage, right?
Yeah.
But Slim Thug and Roger Clemens were sitting in front of me.
Oh,
And those
God.
are both two huge dudes.
Yeah.
I couldn't see anything. I'm
Hey,
just like looking at the screen the whole
Is
time.
Slim Thug, is he the guy that used to say like I'm the king of the South?
I don't know.
possible.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird, bro.
I don't know the
But
answer
this
to
one
that.
we were just like one. Well, it was a Houston show, so it was all the like the big. wigs in Houston. And so this one,
Paul
like,
Wall was Paul Wall there?
He was. Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was Mike Jones there?
Mike
I
Jones.
don't know. I don't think so.
Mike
This
Jones?
one was just those three.
Yeah,
Just
one
those
of,
three.
my first deployment, this dude, like we were staying in this big like warehouse in Iraq. It was like a old prison, and this guy would wake everyone up every morning with Mike Jones every fucking morning.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, and I had this squad leader that was like in Vietnam, and he was like, I don't give a fuck. Went crazy on him. I was like, oh my God. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Now you're in Mike Jones. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
You good, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. Those seats they're pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They're like one raised, like one section above where all the, stand or like all the floor seats are.
Yeah.
But the really cool part about being at that card was the co-main event and the main event, those guys being so big. Like, because I mean, when you're like, I saw Connor versus Eddie Alvarez at MSG years ago, right?
Wow.
Because
That's
Tim was
cool.
supposed to fight in that card. Tim and Cerrone, both their fights dropped out the week of. Tim was supposed to fight Rashad Evans. Rashad couldn't pass medicals. Cerrone was supposed to fight Gastelum. Gastelum came in overweight.
Did Rashad ever fight after that?
Not for the UFC, but he ended up fighting maybe like some more regional promotion in Florida, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's got the dreads now. He does a lot of analyst work.
He does a lot of
Yeah, he
commentaries.
got
of
super
Yeah.
into psychedelics, I think, for TBI.
But I can't wait.
Yeah. But yeah, man, awesome card to be at. Seeing like light heavies and heavyweights, like guys whose heads go above the cage,
Yeah.
like you can see them so much better. Whereas like early on the card, it was Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern and some of those smaller fighters. You can't see them near as well.
Yeah.
And those big dudes in the cage, like everything's clear. And when a body drops like that, it's very evident what happened.
Yeah. So
How tall's the cage?
That's a great question.
I think it's
idea.
6 feet.
Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's
right.
like
It's
6
like
feet.
6
Yeah.
feet.
So I have a question. Did you?
Definitely no.
Yeah, I think it's 6 feet.
It's
'Cause
fine. That
it's like-
sounds right. If people are
Yeah.
over it, like how tall
Yeah.
could they be?
And they're all
Yeah.
about the same size. UFC might be able to. Anyways, so did you watch like all the prelims?
No,
Or-
watch-
you're a fucking cool guy. You just showed up for the main
Watch
card.
a lot of the prelims on TV,
And then you showed up for the
then
main
got
card.
into the stadium with like maybe one fight left on the undercard.
You're way cooler than me. 'Cause
I mean-
I show up for the early prelims. Like you hear like someone's mom in the crowd. They're the only people there. That's me, bro. And I don't know any
That's
of them.
usually where
I
I'm,
feel like
that's
that's-
usually when
yeah.
I'm fighting, and it's empty except for a few people.
Yeah, but not this time.
Not this time.
Yeah,
No.
That's
Yeah.
a commitment, though. That's what, like 8 hours of your
a
day.
long time.
Yeah,
to
no,
sit
it's a
in a
long
stadium.
time.
so-
well, one of the reasons we didn't is because we were East Coast, right? So we expected to have to be there till 1 a.m.
Yeah,
instead. And, I don't want to fall asleep there. So we were having to like eat pizza and, drink coffee leading up to the fight. The pizza has nothing to do with it, but we're in New York.
Yeah, so that's kind of intuitive,
Yeah.
I think. The coffee helps you stay awake.
You
The
know
pizza
what?
puts you down.
So, you know what pizza I had that was pretty good?
What?
Fresh Market's pizza. There's
know
a
what
Fresh
that is.
Market around. Is that what that is? Where we got the
don't know.
wasabi? It's like a grocery store,
Okay.
and they had pizza there. And I was like, I just wanted to get some fruit or something because I was dying yesterday. And I was like, they got pizza. I bought like, all the pizza they had left and just ate it on the way
It's
home.
like, I'm going to go to the store, get some fruit.
Comes back with pizza.
On Monday,
Never mind.
stay healthy, and all the pizza they had.
All the pizza.
Yeah,
That's why,
bro,
that's why we get along, dude.
that's why I'm 237 now, not 235.
Good point.
Yeah.
I will say Austin's pretty good pizza, being from the Northeast.
Yeah.
But
Oh, true. Yeah.
Have you
how was it in New York?
I had some really good slices. They were like at 3 a.m. and then before the fight, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had no disappointment.
Yeah.
Have you had Via 313?
I like Via 313 a lot.
Via 313 is my favorite pizza.
We,
Do you go
yeah.
the thick boy? Because they also do
Bro,
a bar
look at me.
style. Yeah,
Look at-
but they also do a bar style, like super thin.
Yeah, I know. The bar
Yeah,
style's good, but
maybe a little bit- a little bit of both?
So what I do is instead of ordering breadsticks, I order one of the bar style, but just cheese. Yeah, see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hacking the system, bro.
that's a
and
move
then I'll
for
get
sure.
like the thick, but that I'll eat one by myself.
Oh, dude. There's
Yeah.
Oh, how could you not? They're so small.
Okay, I got a question.
No,
The
I get a
Northeast
large,
pizza,
bro.
They used to have a Jack Clam pie pizza, like the clams and bacon.
Yeah.
Is that a standard Northeastern pizza?
So that's a Connecticut pizza.
Sounds
Oh, okay.
disgusting.
Dude,
It's really good.
They took it off the menu because nobody liked it. I loved it. It was I would get the bar style, the Jack Clam.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal, dude. But I also get a big pizza to go along with it. Pepperonis, ricotta, stuff like that.
I
normal stuff,
I forget
yeah.
who it was. It was like some like Italian guy like in Connecticut. Like he like went up there. Frank Pepe's is like the place in Connecticut that's like worldwide known.
Oh, cool.
But like that's where like that started.
where
that
does
trend.
Pepe's rank on Portnoy's
that
pizza
now
store?
now that's a great
I'm
question.
sure he's been there.
He's definitely had to been there.
Yeah, but I
don't know
think
exactly
he
what it
only
is.
does the pepperoni. I think he just because so
No,
it's
he'll
this,
do like a cheese.
No, he
Yeah,
only has
standard
cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
One
But
bite.
it's the
Everyone knows the
same
rules. Come on.
style from all of it.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
Right.
But some of those, you know that he likes it when he eats a bite.
And then
he
keeps
eats
going.
like 4
Goes
more.
one bite, yeah, and finishes the slice.
But like, so many people watch those reviews, and people will come out and like be like, "Get off our property!" Like, bro, just let him eat the pizza, give you a good review.
That's so aggressive,
Best,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
People like yelling at him because he gave him a bad review.
Yeah, well, before he even does it, like some guy came out, I was like, "I don't know who you are. Get out of here! Don't
I
film
saw
in front of
that.
my shop." I was
Wait,
like, bro,
is it a YouTube channel? Hold on.
No,
It's,
so
Dave Portnoy
Dave
from
Portnoy.
Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
He just does it on his Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Dave's Pizza Review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's got like
okay.
a whole pizza
Bro,
app
did
now. He's
you-
got selling his like frozen pizzas at Walmart and stuff.
did you see that he like rebought
Bought back
for like $1
Barstool
because people were murdering? He bought it back, and now it's like expanding again.
Yeah. No, that
Damn.
guy's crushed.
Anyways, so UFC, you didn't go to
think
the.
about pizza. Those pizza you're talking about, like people getting mad that he's doing like a pizza
Yeah.
review on their porch or whatever.
Yeah.
The speaking of that, like Rogan on with Elon Musk on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
listen to
They
that
got
one?
pizza,
They
yeah.
got like the double pineapple and
Yeah.
anchovies or some shit. Yeah, from like a pizza joint that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
You know that one went off after that.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, 100%.
They were literally like, "What's the name?" Okay, we're gonna mention them.
Yeah,
Tell them to
if-
mention them.
Yeah, it's like a truck outside
Yeah.
of a bar on the south side.
Yeah, if they would have like reviewed the weed that Elon smoked the first time he was on there, then that would have blown up too.
Yeah.
Just the magic of Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
right?
it's like with Mike Tyson went on there and gave Joe Rogan like a whole bunch of the weed from like his
Farm.
Yeah, like his farm. I'm sure like it was already a Mike Tyson thing, but now everyone knows about it. You got a free free commercial.
Mike Tyson has edibles for his weed that are in the shape of an ear that's been bit.
Oh my god.
Does he give
That's
Holyfield like
amazing.
he bit Holyfield's ear, right? That's
Yeah,
who it is.
uh-huh.
He should give him like a little bit of royalties though, because it's
should.
his ear.
He should.
Not a lot, but like I want.
Something.
Make it fair.
Yeah, did you see did you ever watch that? They did that Holyfield documentary.
Nah.
Yeah, like I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it. Commercials look really good. But yeah, anyways, UFC. You're too
UFC.
cool. You're too
cool.
cool to go to the prelims.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. Yep.
Did you
So-
have anyone fighting? Is that why you're there?
No.
You just went for fun?
Yeah.
You're like, let's just go to
For
New York.
funsies, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
So
It's a good card to go to. Too.
I always pick the fights, and I'm horrible at picking fights. I'm the worst. But it's because I let my emotions get into
Yeah.
it. So like, yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, I nailed it, bro.
Really?
Yeah, but like. Except for the first fight, because like Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini.
Yeah.
Like this Diego Lopez, like he won. Whatever he won by TKO. I
Yeah,
think.
he did the uppercut and then right hand and then
Yeah.
chase him down.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that guy, so Diego Lopez, I just read, he's with Jason House of Iridium Sports, and they were taking some picture, and like years ago, Diego Lopez was homeless in Mexico, and then worked as a gardener for $50 a week.
He's like Francis. He's the Mexican Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, exactly.
He like
No, he looked good, man.
He also has
was
stupid
impressive.
hair. He has very stupid
You don't
hair.
like it?
No.
I think it looks cool.
No, I think your hair looks cool most of the time. Looks like shit now.
Okay.
Fucking Sean wears a suit in here. Andrew Craig's got fucking board shorts, flip flops, and a t-shirt.
Sean
Didn't
did wear a suit, didn't he?
even comb his
He's
hair.
matching the dude, bro.
Yeah. And also, to be fair, Sean was also wearing flip flops.
He was wearing.
All right, first of all, have my back. All right. Anyways, and then the Matt Frivola and
Frivola versus the French dude.
Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a good job. You actually pronounced it right.
Wow.
Just because of Chris Benoit. I know how to pronounce that guy's name.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in
I
peace,
just saw
RIP.
it today was like 18 years.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
Oh, geez.
Now that you said
Damn,
that.
and we just talked about it?
Yeah.
That was coincidental.
Shit, yeah.
That is.
Super coincidental.
But the Benoit Saint Denis like KO'd that dude in the first round.
That was a good one too. I think those first two, the way they KO'd was like, for the first one, Diego, he was like short, he's like close to him.
Yeah.
Short distance, uppercut hits him, backs up, cross, begins like the onslaught from there.
Yeah.
Then the other one, how do you say his name? French dude?
Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
what you said, dude. Gets closer,
Nailed it.
hits a cross, walks into the left kick as Frivola's backing out, right?
Yeah.
Barely clips him, hits him like on the eye, cuts him, drops him. That was like kind of two of the same type of technique
Yeah.
where they're in close, hit a shot, they back out a little bit, further shot, and nail
Yeah.
him. That was cool.
Nice.
Mackenzie Dern.
Hold on. Like, we're just going to talk about this real briefly, and then we're just going to skip it, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Because I knew this was going to happen, and I called it.
You did.
I was like, I hope that it just goes to a decision and no one gets hurt too bad. 'Cause Mackenzie Dern's a beautiful angel. Jessica Andrade's not that bad either. So like I was like, we don't need to have them fight.
Dude, I think I need to look it up. I might have been on a fight card with Andrade in 2013.
Yeah.
When the main event was Vitor versus Luke Rockhold. And
Was it TRT Vitor or normal Vitor?
Oh, TRT.
Yeah, super
yeah,
jacked.
when he was like,
Yeah, how are you not
going
fighting
through
heavyweight, bro?
We went through like Dan Henderson, Luke Rockhold,
Michael Bisping, yeah.
just crushed a bunch of dudes.
Just destroyed Bisping's eye.
Yeah.
Beat him with like a spinning back
And then
kick.
immediately get off TRT and got beat by a bunch of dudes
Yeah.
like Gaslam and Wiley and guys like that.
It's a big difference. And it's not like he's taken a little bit of TRT.
All
He's
TRT.
taken all the
No,
Mexican
he's my favorite,
supplements.
dude. Yeah, like I was signed posters next to him. He had a mohawk and like traps up to his ears.
Yeah, so hold on. He says you said he's his favorite. Now,
No. I like a juiced up Vitor.
okay, cool. 'Cause it's different, right? Like
Correct.
the Alistair Overeem and Uberine are two different
Right,
guys.
right.
Uberine is like eating the horse meat, if you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And then Alistair Overeem is like
Wolverine made Todd Duffy look small when they sparred or when they fought in the
he
ring.
threw a knee to Brock Lesnar, and I thought he was gonna kill him.
Oh my! I think that made Brock like get his gut removed. Right? Was that before? Oh no, his gut had already. He already had like
yeah,
like cold
Vicker, yeah,
diverticulitis.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then Overeem was like, "Oh, your gut's messed up." Boom, knee. And just
$10
bullied
right
him.
there.
But I also believe that,
Say what?
That $10 word right there.
for sure.
yeah. Also, though,
That's good.
I don't think that was like that diverticulitis stuff was also like Brock was taking the Mexican supplements too.
You think, dude?
Oh, bro! When
I
he
thought he
fought,
just ate potatoes.
when that man fought Mark Hunt at UFC 200,
I hated that dude
he just like
because I'm a big Mark Hunt fan.
you like the strikers.
Yeah, well, I like Mark Hunt because he's such a casual knockout artist.
Yeah, and then
You know?
walks off like
Somebody that's just been like knocked somebody out that many times and like pretty nonchalant about
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
remember
Yeah.
UFC Japan. We were in Australia for the UFC, and Japan was the week before, and we were watching it. And Mark Hunt like walk off KO'd somebody, like no big deal. Joe Rogan's on the microphone. Oh my God, Mark, that was incredible. How do you feel? And Mark Hunt goes, feel good. He like, kind of gets like flustered. He goes, well, it looked like it was it was a left hook. It was a left hook, right, Mark? He's like, yeah, left hook.
Dude,
That was it.
here's the thing about Mark Hunt, though. He's never knocked someone out with a straight punch.
No, I don't think so.
So he puts them fucking Samoan hips behind that
Yeah.
shit and just murders people.
His fight with Ray Sefo is all-time classic.
Yeah.
But
Who
he's
else-
been knocked out by guys like Melvin Manhoff.
Well, so I think that the problem is if they're real like dynamic,
Fast,
it gives
yeah.
them a problem.
No doubt.
But if they're like not dynamic and you're just trying to beat Mark Hunt with technique, get out of here, bro, because you're going to go to the shadow realm.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, like I think that when you look at like Mark Hunt versus Brock, like you could tell Brock's on some stuff, and you know Brock was on some stuff because he always used to wear like those death clutch shorts. These ones he had like the Valley Tudo, like the tight ones on. I was like, oh, my man is so juiced right now.
It's weird too with Brock because people aren't like you can't get away with juicing in college, can you? Like I would never play like college athletics, but
Okay, bud.
I imagine you can't.
Okay, bud.
Can
but
you?
Bro, this like when so I don't know if he did anything when he wrestled in college because he
Yeah.
looked the same.
'Cause he has the same
but it was
build,
but it-
right?
yeah, but it was so long ago.
Yeah.
Like that was in like the 2000s.
True. Yeah,
Like,
like drug testing was
Yeah,
far
you ever
different
seen the
then.
program?
Yeah, true.
Seat at the table, bro. Like Brock got a seat at the table. I'm not saying he was on Mexican supplements,
Yeah.
but also
Not saying he
Same build,
wasn't.
same traps and everything, just wearing a
like-
singlet, right?
Yeah. He but also, like my man like has got the Viking gene in him. Like
Oh yeah,
Oh,
big time.
for sure.
yeah. Like
He's a massive person.
Zach and Brock are both human beings.
Right.
They're just
Technically.
they're just from
Technically.
different stock.
We're talking
Different
like
parts of the
Great
world,
Dane
for sure.
and the French Bulldog.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. They're both dogs, but
Some things went a little awry over the years.
yeah. But so like
different areas, right? Like
They're good at different things, you
different
know?
things. You know?
Mackenzie
Different
Dern's like a
I come from
mom
the
now.
jungle.
Yeah.
He comes from the mountains.
Yeah, but Mackenzie Dern's like a mom now, and she's a beautiful angel. So like,
Dude, I thought it was done early on. She got that headlock throw, and I thought it was gonna be like that's a wrap.
It's like
gonna be able
spiked
to
her head,
sell her.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
I was like,
looked
damn, dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
But then she kind of like the way she she was getting pieced up on the feet, right? She kept
Yeah.
like running in with punches.
She reaches.
She reaches, right?
She
But,
does
like,
that Ronda Rousey.
She can tie up because she's not gonna like change levels for a takedown,
Yeah.
wrestling style, right? She's looking for judo trips
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So she would tie up, but Andrade in the clinch is like, I'm just gonna beat you up. I'm just gonna punch
Yeah, she's built like a little bulldog.
you. Yeah.
She's just
Like a
jacked.
French
You're
bulldog, some might say.
No, not a French bulldog.
And so it kept on having like Mackenzie Dern like rush in, get punched, and then it was like, okay, this is kind of on repeat until it's gonna be done.
Yeah, I just knew that like I wasn't happy about that. Like Mackenzie Dern, like she needs to work on her wrestling.
Yeah.
Not her judo takedowns. Like
Right.
that is what it is. It's going to stay the same.
She had to change levels once, right?
Yeah, but she's going to have to learn how to get it on the legs and also how to move your head. Like when you do that, when someone throws a punch, sometimes the best time to get a takedown is you move your head offline
Right.
and then close the distance. She just reaches and then just gets hit
Just came
47
with the
times.
head on the line, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how long she been doing this?
A long time, but it's just like Ronda Rousey
She
too.
hasn't learned.
Ronda Rousey too. Same with her. Like she would like reach,
Run punch.
yeah, and then as soon as like people learn that like, hey, your head doesn't move,
Right,
They're
right.
like, okay, cool. We're gonna kill you. And then she got head kicked, and then she got beat by like who'd you fight?
There was Holly Holm that
Holly
knocked her
Holm,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, and then who?
Did she ever
Geraint?
fight
No.
Nunes?
Yeah. No, Nunes has knocked
she?
her out too. She fought her twice. Or no, she fought her once. No, twice. She fought her twice because she got knocked out, and then like she left the sport for a little while, and then like they're like she's back, and they show her like
Oh, yeah,
throwing
yeah.
punches on mitts and stuff, still not moving her head at all. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be good.
Well, it's weird. Remember her boxing coach was such a pariah, and everybody
Hated him.
hated him, and it's like this guy has not coached anybody since her.
Yeah.
and you wonder why she
Yeah.
chose this one guy.
Yeah. Well, I think there was a connection with the judo. And he actually has a decent fight record. Like I've seen him like piece some people up.
Oh, wow.
But he didn't really move his head either. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an old adage like not all coaches are great fighters, not all great fighters are coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like okay at both.
Yeah, no, hey, that is weird, right? Like people who can't teach, but you did the damn thing, and you're a good instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the thing like if we're talking like if I'm going back to Andrade or like I was talking about my homie Alex Morano recently.
Yeah.
Because I was coaching these guys in Fury. Morano was saying some nice stuff about like how I was one of the first Houston guys. I'm like, well, dude, I had 7 fights in the UFC. That lasts like a few years, like stretched out. Morano's at like 20 fights deep in the UFC. That's a career, man.
Yeah, but
being in there for that long to where like you have enough wins where your pay has consistently gone up enough to where you're like, oh, I fight and it's actually good money. I never got there.
Yeah,
But I mean, how many people get to fight in the UFC?
That's a good point.
yeah, and also let's just establish that if you fight on like the Contender Series, it doesn't count. If you fight on the Ultimate Fighter, it doesn't count unless you have a real fight. It's this different. And you actually fought. In the
No,
UFC.
he's like legit 20 deep. But no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but
I just like to
think about
super harsh on
bro.
myself.
But back in the day though, like 2007, 2008, there were so many dogs in Texas that were just doing the damn thing.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a Travis. I forgot to mention that, but you're a Travis Took black belt, which is like serious because he's had so many fighters that just like.
Well, Travis was like when I first was getting into it. I felt confident moving back to Houston from Austin to start because like back in the day in Austin, 2008, there was 2 jiu-jitsu schools and like Richard Lawrence boxing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I went back to train with Travis because Travis was cornering like Eve Edwards in the UFC and or my friend Todd Moore. Who was in the WBC at the time. So I was like, okay, he's already coaching high level dudes. That gives me confidence to go train with him.
Well, and Todd Moore fought my buddy TJ. And
really?
Yeah, beat him
wow.
like quick too. Like Todd Moore was a dog.
Yeah, he was for a while.
Yeah, tough dude.
And it's just weird because like I still know Todd. Todd teaches at my cousin's school a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a high school teacher now. Just how things change,
like,
right?
yeah, like are they
Chris
gonna
Franklin
move?
went the other way.
Yeah, are they gonna
to fighter?
Yeah, are they gonna move like Todd Moore like the inner city, and he's gonna be like Dangerous Minds? He's gonna turn the school around. Like if that dude walked in because he's short, he's not a big dude.
He's short, yeah.
he's thick though,
Yeah.
and like walked in, I'd be like, I'll beat this dude up. Todd
Yeah.
Moore just tunes everybody in the school up. Look at
Look at the ears, dude.
yeah.
You know, everybody does like the whole Scarface thing. The eyes, they never let. No, dude, the ears.
Yeah.
those are pretty accurate.
Bro. Yeah, 100%. Let's move on with this fight card though.
Cool.
All right.
So we done with the first 3.
Yep.
We're on co-main.
Yeah. So Sergio Paul.
No, it's not. Try it. Sergey.
Sergey?
There we go.
Oh, Sergio. Yeah, he is Russian, right? Sergio. Bro, sounds like he's from Colombia. You want a little cocaine? No, I don't. Sergey Pavlovich.
I was gonna go with first names on that.
Okay, Sergey versus Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
I got that last name.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
So,
That's a good
funny
one.
fact about Tom Aspinall. I saw this on Instagram. I didn't do the research. I just was scrolling through. And do you know that his dad is his coach?
Yeah, I
When
didn't
he
know that until like just the other day.
Yeah, his dad stopped working when Tom was 18 to train him full time.
What? That's pretty crazy.
And now he's the UFC interim champion. That being said, my man is dangerous.
How often does that work out where a dad gives up everything to be the head coach? Usually that seems like a recipe for disaster. You know, like living vicariously through your kid.
I'll give you another great example, though.
What you got?
Khabib.
Yeah, good example.
Yeah. He didn't give up everything. He was already an MMA coach.
Right.
But
Yeah, I guess how often are those guys actually super qualified? And I mean, in Khabib's case, obviously very, and obviously in Tom's case, probably super qualified.
I got another one.
Which one?
Tom Hardy and Warrior. His dad. His dad. Yeah, Tom Hardy in the movie. His dad. Yeah.
His dad in the movie.
Dude, there's
That was a
Tom
great
Hardy's
movie.
like he did jiu-jitsu all the time now, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
y'all gotta see like the IG of a guy like commentating as the guy getting beat up by Tom Hardy in the post, because like they're both blue belts, you know.
Yeah.
And this guy's getting like his ass whipped by Tom Hardy in this gi match, and his girlfriend's right there taking pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like the girlfriend's like, "Oh my god, my boyfriend's getting beat up by Tom Hardy."
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
the guy just like, oh, like the commentator
Yeah.
was like, "Tom, please, you know, like I'm a blue belt, like this, like I'm the only one of my friends that does this. I'm okay with it, you know, like kind of respect me for this."
Yeah. The only problem with that though is after that match, like I realized Tom Hardy's famous and he's an awesome guy. If my girl was like, "Hey Tom, can I get a picture?" They'd be like, "It's fucking over."
I'd probably be like, "Baby, take one of us too."
Yeah, you know, I would
The
be
three
like,
of us, the three
I
of
would
us,
be
let's go.
like, I'd be like, "Fuck you, I'm out."
I would not want to face Tom Hardy. I mean, I don't know what he weighs, but I feel like he's like, he looks big, but I think he's like a reasonable weight. He's not 240.
Yeah,
you know?
no, he's not a big guy.
Yeah.
So I think like Tom Hardy's was he was Venom.
Yeah.
Like I think they should go ahead and scratch that shit, and he should be Wolverine.
Ooh,
That'd be pretty sweet.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
I like it.
like we need to start a campaign of all 900 people who watch this.
Hugh Jackman, you're out.
Yeah, well, he's
Hugh
already
Jack-
out. Hugh
Nope.
Jackson's after this one. He's out.
Oh,
Okay.
that's literally what he says every movie, and now he's back for the new.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
because it's him and Ryan Reynolds are best friends. They roast each other all the time.
Also, I mean, I'm sure it's just a sick payday. Like, okay, we'll give you how much money do you need to be Wolverine?
Yeah, 100%.
We'll write the check. Like,
But go back to this. It looks like it was a KO in 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Yeah. Well, we were watching these fights, just like those two guys come in, looking at their specs and stuff. Tom Aspinall is what, 6'4", 260 or something like
Yeah.
that, 6'4",
Yeah.
6'5".
That's some big boys.
That dude's in America. He's an outside linebacker or a DN or something on an NFL team.
So I have a theory about that.
Yeah.
So and you kind of nailed it, right? So if you're 6'4" and you're like 290 and you're in America, you're usually not fighting in the UFC.
Right.
You're playing football. You're playing basketball. So like, are the bigger guys more dangerous? Yes, they are. But when you start getting to like 185 and above, the best athletes aren't going to the UFC.
No.
And this is with all due respect to a lot,
Sure.
a lot of the guys. Like,
Yeah.
I like keep doing the damn thing because I love watching you guys fight. But like, if you're an amazing athlete, you're playing basketball. You're a wide receiver at like the University of Texas.
Yeah, like which contract do you prefer?
Yeah.
Like $200 million over 5 years, or starting the UFC at like 12,000 and
Bro, you don't even have to make it pro. If you're good coming out of high school, you're gonna get $2 million with NIL money.
Practice squad in the NFL is like
It's like 60.
750 or something, right?
No, it's not that much. I don't think. It might be.
It was over $500,000.
so
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's on the team. I think though. So like
If you're like the
minimum-
kicker, yeah.
yeah. But if you're on the practice squad, I think it's not that much.
Yeah, but
It's more than
You're gonna
fighting as
make-
an amateur.
yeah, you're gonna. Yeah,
It's more than most people's
Yeah,
salaries.
we talked
in
about that
America.
last time. You fight an amateur fight, you're getting free booze from the bar.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Yeah,
If you
yeah.
win some
Yeah.
drinks,
You get it for free.
Yeah,
Yeah, for free.
So
Like, come on, you're
we
fighting
talked
for
about
us,
my
come on.
first fight was at Renegades.
Oh wow, with Sauce Elise.
Yeah, at the Verizon Wireless Center.
Whoa,
that sounds
Yeah.
so aggressive for a first
Yeah,
fight.
so horrible. Anyways, so I think when you get to those bigger weight classes, you're like, again, like if you're like from a different, like, so if you're from Russia, yeah, you're probably going to fight in the UFC because you're going to grow up wrestling and you're going to want to make money, and there's no money in wrestling. There's a little bit now, like for Jordan Burroughs, but most people there's not. maybe you, like if you're in the UK, like you're not going to play soccer, you're probably going to play like rugby or something. So like a lot of those dudes, like especially from different countries, that's why we're going to see a lot more of the foreigners being champions at 185 pounds and above. Unless your name is John Jones. Like there ain't no, like, I'm sorry, Tom Aspinall, you did awesome, but John Jones is going to tear you up. It's okay though. It's John Jones. It's fine.
Yeah. And as the money increases, you'll just see better athletes coming from America to get into it that aren't going to the traditional sports.
Yeah, but like even now though, I think that what's probably going to happen is we're going to get a lot of those dudes like Eric Anders played on the national championship with for Alabama, and then he didn't make it to the pros, so he started fighting him. We're going to see that, but the tip top guys, like the guys from Russia, like we're not going to see. Right? Guys from Brazil, like we're going to have tough dudes from Brazil. But again, like the top athletes from America will always play football, will always play baseball, will always play basketball.
John Jones is the perfect example. He's like the worst of his of the brothers, right?
Yeah, they're great examples. Yeah, they're both those dudes playing in the NFL.
Both have rings.
Yeah, and John Jones has championship belts, but they're like, you look at him, John Jones is skinnier than both of them.
Yeah, he was like the
runt.
Yeah,
he's the runt of the family. That's terrifying. That's crazy. They're taller than him and they're thick boys, and they tie up, and John's like, I don't
one
know.
was a D tackle, one was a D end.
Yeah,
right?
I think one of them's fighting now too.
No, so Arthur Jones, I think he got his ring with the Ravens, maybe, and Chandler got his ring with the Patriots. But Chandler's going through some serious, like Antonio Brown type of CTE stuff, where he got cut by the Raiders. He's kind of going off the deep end. If you pay attention to his Twitter, it's kind of frightening.
I don't have Twitter.
X.
I don't have X either.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You should get on it, dude. Sheepdog Response is on there.
We're
putting out some good content.
Yeah, I only have good plug, bro. I only have Instagram. I don't even have Facebook.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He barely knows how to work Instagram too. So
No, I have to go to him for like, hey,
how do I post this?
How do I post this thing? I'm so old, bro. Whatever, guys. It hurts my feelings.
Sergey Tom. So you said like a minute 19 in the first round.
Yeah.
I think that whole main card was, I think, 21 minutes.
Yeah, bro, you guys were in and out.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Done way before 1 a.m.
Yeah, but you had to be
awake the whole time.
Yeah, but you had to be exhausted though, bro.
Yeah.
Because like you were getting hyped. Like after everyone was like, oh,
yeah, we were in the wave and stuff.
Yeah,
no,
bro.
No wave,
you had to be so hyped. And then the last one. Or how did Tom Aspinall knock him out?
So,
dude, Sergey,
whatever you want to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sergio kind of, he comes in heavy with punches, right? And I think a big right hand hit Tom. He just absorbed it. But I mean, it was beautiful, man. He just kind of like slid back out of range. Sergey stepped into range. Tom stepped in. It was a jab to the body with the overhand right, or like across the head.
So he dropped his hands and then
just a little bit. It wasn't like Tom changed levels big time for the jab to the body. It was I most recently saw like a clip of it just doing that move. It was Shane Mosley when he hurt Floyd Mayweather. He just jabs like this arm, like doesn't change levels that much. Just gets one hand to drop a little bit, and he clipped him. Then he threw a hook cross right after that, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah. That's crazy.
As they say.
Now
Chivello says that. Maybe.
All right. So
good night, Irene.
Yeah. Main event. Yuri Posada, whatever the fuck his name is, versus Alex Pereira or Pieja. Now here's the thing. If you would have fought Alex like 4 months ago, like if you're a good wrestler and you fought him 4 months ago, you got a chance of winning.
Right.
You fight him like now, you're gonna have problems because he's been working on his wrestling and he's got what's his name? Glover Teixeira and like all those dudes in his corner, and he's gonna learn like how to fight like Chuck Liddell did. He's already kind of learning it,
exactly.
Right? Like again, we talked about this last time. Like Chuck Liddell like knows what jiu-jitsu is, but he's never done a jiu-jitsu move.
Right.
You take that man down, he just stands up and murders you.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be Alex.
I mean, it was kind of like because Glover was there with Chuck, right? So he's probably always taking Chuck down. Chuck is really good at getting back up.
Yep.
Or really good at sprawling at that point.
Yep.
To where
Well, he wrestled in college. Chuck wrestled in college.
Cal Poly or something.
Yeah,
right?
no one knows that. Like Chuck can wrestle.
Yeah.
He's not going to take you down.
No.
He's just going to stand up.
Remember, like on his way out, he fought Vanderlei and double legged him at the end.
Oh, just to score points. I was at that fight.
Were you really?
Yeah.
No, it was like a seal the deal type of takedown, right?
I was at that fight. So, and when they were walking out, like my ex-wife, me and her went to watch it, and we were like 2 rows up, bro. But we were by where they walk out at, and everyone was pushing to like take pictures with him, and the guardrail gave way, and like Vanderlei like pushed my wife, and I was like, I'd fucking fight Vanderlei now, or my ex-wife. So I started getting down the guardrail, and then Chuck Liddell was like grabbed her, like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, can I have your autograph?" So I got Chuck Liddell's autograph from that fight, but you can't tell it's Chuck Liddell's autograph because he's just kind of fighting Vanderlei Silva. It's just little fucking
like
squiggles.
he's on his way out to the cage.
Yeah, on his way back.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
After the fight, and then he like picked her up and put her back on the guardrail. I was like he like winked at her. I was like, I think Chuck's like trying to hit on my ex-wife. I'm gonna fight this guy, which I might be able to beat him up now because he just got done fighting Vanderlei.
Like, so wise man, I don't appreciate that wink though.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing with the Tom Hardy. Like hey, like don't take a picture with Tom Hardy. Don't get Chuck Liddell's autograph if he helps you up. If he did, if the guardrail wouldn't have gave way, then ask. But now he touched you. Don't get his autograph.
Let me ask you this, Pat. Are you jealous because like it's like he said on your wife, or are you jealous because you want a picture with Chuck Liddell? Is that what the actual thing was?
I don't think I have to pick either one of those because it was both. Okay, it was both. If I should have wore a tight dress and high heels, then maybe Chuck would have gave me.
Pat wanted to get picked up and placed on the other side of the guardrail.
Yeah, but like a baby.
You're right though about Alex and like just that continual improvement.
Yeah,
because I mean, I just read something. He went from his early 20s. He was working in a tire shop and he was an alcoholic to becoming a 2-division glory champion to now a 2-division UFC champion, which is bananas. But just imagine if he went and started training all his mixed martial arts with Glover, and that's his first intro to like somebody taking him down off the wall and just constantly having top pressure on him. I bet he's gotten pretty good at getting up because Izzy took him down, kept him down, and then the next fight, Jan took him down, he got back up.
That's what I'm saying.
205, he's gonna be hard to keep down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like if you wanted a chance to, and I think Jamal Hill is like hilarious. Like there's an Instagram where it showed Yuri going like, "I am coming," yeah, and then Jamal Hill's like, "But where you at, though?" And then he goes, "That's what she said. That's what she said." And I was like, "Oh my god, I love this guy." Then he got injured, and now I'm
what do you think about his chances versus
horrible?
Pereira?
I think they're horrible. I again, that guy hits so hard. And it's Chuck Liddell. So again, Glover's from the Chuck Liddell camp, right? Like the pit camp. Like he's just gonna make Alex like Chuck,
right?
Like except for Alex's stand up is better. I think he hits harder. Yeah. So like if he gets an ability just to stand up, it's gonna be rough. And
those calf kicks were, I mean, like watching him live, bro, like you see one and his whole ability to stand.
Have you ever his hook is what knocks everybody out, right? Yeah. Have you seen his hooks? Like he hits a bag and the bag doesn't move, it just gets a big indention in it. Yeah. It's terrifying.
No, I've taught hooks like coming over the top for so long, and I was out the window now because my students were like, "Coach, I saw Alex doing it like this." I'm like, "Well, just do it like that, man." Because clearly he's got more left hook knockouts than I ever had fights.
Yeah. Oh, he's thrown more left hook knockouts than I've thrown left hooks in fights. I got like 30 fights, so it's scary. Yeah. And like when he hit Izzy, like when he beat Izzy and he hit, don't hit him anymore. Just handing out CTE.
That's what he does, dude.
Yeah.
But overall, really good card. Happy, ended fast.
Yeah, those are the best. And plus, again, I like if like when I went to UFC and all the fights were like that, like I was exhausted by then. It was shorter, but it was like freaking out after every one. And I like normally I'll drink a whole bunch of beer when I go to them, but like that one I couldn't because every time it was like another fight, and the line was forever. Like they don't have the people that walk around like beer here, like
How come they don't have that?
They need
that
at a UFC fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've tried it, and UFC fans are just too unruly.
Yeah, whenever
That makes
I
sense.
went and watched the Quentin Jackson versus Rashad Evans fight, there were so many fights in the stands.
How did that one go down?
I think Quentin Jackson. No, Rashad Evans won. I think.
Rashad like out wrestled him. or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
right?
I think, but there were so many fights in the stands. I was like, that's why they don't have beer guys.
I had my favorite. We had these two guys sit next to us that were just, I mean, the like quintessential armchair quarterbacks. Like they were just talking like to themselves. Like everything was a matter of fact. Like, oh, they're not doing this. They need to be doing this. That technique is wrong. They should turn it over like this. I'm like, this is the main card at MSG for the UFC. The best people in the entire world.
Yeah.
These two dweebs are
So
criticizing everything.
that's why. So I went since this fight, I've never went back to a Buffalo Wild Wings. So I went and watched it was I think John Jones versus Machida,
Okay, yeah.
and Kimbo Slice fought. It was after the Ultimate Fighter, and he fought another dude that was in there, and everybody was like, Kimbo. I was like, no one in here knows anything about fighting because Kimbo's
They're all
about
more stoked about
Yeah.
Kimbo than Jones versus Machida.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like Kimbo like got murdered, and everybody's like, oh, like I thought there was gonna be a riot, and I was like, how did you guys not see this happening?
The fight was fixed, I tell you.
Oh my god!
I just saw Machida's going to do another fight against
in karate league thing
Is it
with
the
the
karate-
boss
karate
Ron-
combat?
Yeah, the
Oh,
boss.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Wait, what?
Did y'all see?
They have this thing now. It's called karate combat. It's in like the kumite style, where it's like the elevated sides.
Oh, I've seen
super
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Raymond
Yeah,
Sanders
cool.
was fighting in it. I think.
and like dudes get knocked, and there's no like. I think you can do takedowns, but you like I've seen people get taken down, but they stand you back up.
You have like
Got
a
it, got
second of grappling, maybe, or like
Yeah.
you have a second till you at least try like an axe kick on him.
Yeah,
So that,
yeah.
which is wild.
Yeah.
Second to axe kick them.
Yeah.
But there was also a card this week in Masvidal's Game Bread.
Bro-
the bare knuckle,
bro-
and Alan Belcher fought Roy Nelson to a
Yeah,
5-round decision.
but who was it? Jason Knight fought somebody.
Oh.
Like so, forever Joe Rogan was like, I don't think you should wear gloves in the UFC. And then I think he watched the bare knuckle box. He's like, I think gloves are good. Right? You look at Jason's Knight's fight after that. Like I like. It looked like he got in like 74 car wrecks.
that guy's
like,
been cut up before.
Yeah, well, he cut his lip here, his eyes, like it. Like I just like I don't want to watch this anymore.
that looked-
and stop
that looked
hitting,
bad, dude.
stop hitting Roy Nelson. He's Santa Claus,
Dude, Roy Nelson, Alan Belcher, though, that was a good fight.
bro. Also, Alan Belcher, stop working out your right arm. I think it's your right arm. Maybe it's your left, because that Johnny Cash tattoo looks like Fat Elvis. Also,
It looked better at middleweight, right?
yeah, don't get mad at me for saying that, and don't come down here and try to fight me because I just saw you fight Roy Nelson and you
Yeah.
beat the shit out of
Yeah,
him.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, but that is Fat Elvis.
It'd be cool if he came down here, though.
That would be cool.
I don't want him to come down here.
No, he doesn't.
He's come down to the old Humida or Humida South before years ago. I think via Tim or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He was in between like him going to 85 and him getting like a jacked heavyweight, so he's kind of round at the time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Remember Cowboy came down one time, and he ended up cutting Dan Dow open right here.
Cowboy did?
Yeah, on accident. Like
Yeah.
I think basically
Oh.
Dan like headbutted Cowboy's knee.
Oh yeah,
Or something like that.
Want to do that?
I had to
That
take
sounds
Dan to the
like a bad
hospital like
idea.
right then and
No
there.
way?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was
I
just, like,
remember
it was
when we
split
were
open
witness
bad.
to a cut too.
Yeah, Pat and I saw we were rolling together and we witnessed.
Where was it? What school were we at? Was that Club Claybers or whatever
You
it
guys
is?
were rolling together. This seems so weird.
I thought it was the Humida, the original Humida.
I know. So we were in like a back room while everybody else was doing jiu-jitsu, and it was me, you, Colton, and Tim. And Colton had a fight coming up, Tim had a fight coming up, and you had a fight coming up. I didn't have it. I didn't have anything. I was just a training partner. But it was like that group of guys, like I was getting better, I could tell.
Yeah.
And like me and Andrew were doing wall takedowns, and Colton and Tim were doing wall takedowns. Remember Tim? This was like when Tim was like number 8 in the UFC. Like he had like it was like I think it might have been Hodger.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're getting ready for that one.
Yeah, like I think it was Hodger because
I was getting ready for leaving.
Yeah,
I know when Colton was on the same card. It was all
Yeah.
UFC 162.
Yeah, and I was their training partner for that. Super fun. That's also when
That
Tim
sounds so fun.
Tim they just sparred Tim, and like I told this last time I was at the Combative School, and like my eyes he like I did around. He's like I'm just moving around. I was like okay, he beat the shit out of me, and like my eyes couldn't track. I was like looking at the light, and my eyes kept going like this. Yeah, it was so much fun.
You got that story
CT,
too.
yeah. So but so Colton takes Tim down, kind of a hard takedown, and he cuts him, and Tim like again, we're fighting MMA, but he like smacked him like to get him off or whatever. And I look at Andrew and I go, just keep fighting. Just keep going. I was like, don't look over there, just keep going. And it's like that.
Maybe they won't notice us.
Yeah, it's like that Million Ways to Die in the West or 1,000 Ways to Die in the West when they're in the bar. And they're in the bar, and the two guys are like, we're like their hand like slapping, like our fight's way more intense than all of your guys' is.
Man, that happened to me in Albuquerque. Tim and I were getting ready for fights, and it was around 4 or 5, and you have to do the first 3 like mandatory, and then 4 and 5 is kind of up to you. If you're in shape, you need the extra work. And I wanted to get my 4 and 5, and I remember going to Tim. He's like, I'm just moving around light. I go, oh yeah, me too. And then of course, like somebody throws heat, and I'm probably Tim. And so I throw a little heat back, and unfortunately, almost everything lands. They're like a jab cross hook, like a toe kick. Like the toe kick, like hit him in the stomach. And I looked at the clock. And it's like 2.5 minutes left. I go, this isn't good. Dude. I spent the rest of the round just like framed up against the padded wall with him doing uppercuts on me, and then like just like slump and like moving around, and for sure concussed, but it was weird because we were carpooling, you know, so I was in the back of the car, like
where we going, guys?
Drooling.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on here?
I remember Colton. He was going up to Greg Jackson and stuff like that, and he came back with this spinning back kick. And it was because my man's got childbearing hips, and he's so Colton's really good at like controlling someone else's hips because he has giant hips, and he put those hips in that spinning like back kick, and he kicked me so hard when I thought he broke my ribs, but kicked me on this side and broke these ones. I got like death
shockwaves went through.
Yeah, I got dim mocked like in kickboxer or in blood sport.
That's
like
funny. I didn't realize that spinning sidekick is one of their things because that happened to me. Yeah, not with Colton, but Phil Hawes fights in the UFC right now, and I remember like Tim told me, hey, watch out for Phil Hawes. Like the guy hits hard and a great wrestler. So I'm like, touch gloves. Okay, I'm on this thing, like ready for the shot, ready for like a big overhand. No, dude does a spinning sidekick, hits me straight in the gut. I go, I gotta take like a T, take a T, take a knee, get back up, and then luckily it didn't happen again. But that's not a fun one to get. It's embarrassing, really.
Yeah. So have you ever been like liver? Like, was that a liver shot?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah, bro. Have you ever been liver shotted and dropped?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah. So bad.
It's like I don't know what it is, but when you get hit in the liver, it's like you got to take a shit, but you also like can't breathe.
You want to die a little bit.
Yeah.
You think you might be about to die.
Yeah. And you like look around like I need friends, and no one's my friend.
All the choices before this were wrong.
Where's my mom at? Because I need a blankie and chicken noodle soup.
I have like an acute memory of different liver shots because they dropped me, right?
Yeah.
And so the most recent one was December of last year with Lovato's striking coach. We were moving around light, and I go, okay, I'm gonna go for my liver shot. Boom, I hit it. I'm like, well, that was a pretty good one. As soon as he absorbed it, he just threw a snap kick to my liver, and I fell to my knees. Before that, I think I was almost like Seinfeld remembering the exact time when he last threw up. Like the exact time I last got liver shot. Because a liver shot can come in like a left hook to the liver. If there's southpaw, it can be a straight left to the liver. It can be like a left kick, a left knee, spinning sidekick. There's a bunch of different ways to hit it, and I've been hit by them all.
I remember I got someone. It was like training for a fight, and someone threw took him down, and I stood up to like pass their guard, and they threw like a axe kick from their back. It hit me right in the liver, and I've never not like when I'm there, I'm like I'm passing. I just fell backwards, like I hate your mother.
No way. That was recently a finish in the UFC. Months ago, a female got taken down, did the axe kick to the liver, and dropped the other chick and finished her that way. And I had never heard of it before that. That's wild that it happened to you.
Yeah.
It's also if you're with a trained partner and they're like up kicking, like heel kicking that much, that's not cool.
That was TJ. Yeah, TJ did it. Yeah. I was because I took him down. I was about to pass that dude's guard because we used to go at it. Right. He's smaller than me, but like my man's
still a big 170.
Yeah, my man's so technical though, and he threw that axe kick and like hit me in the liver, and I was like, "Your mother's a whore," and fell backwards. Every time I got hit in the liver, never in like a real fight, but every time I was at practice or training, I always said something like, Like,
Oh, dude. Yeah, you see
you're-
guys get finished with the liver
Yeah.
shot in fights. And
Yeah.
I feel for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that could be any one of us because there's just like,
Yeah.
if you get hit there, dude,
Yeah.
it's your off switch.
yeah, I always insult him though. It's like, hope you get dick
course.
cancer.
Yeah. As you should.
Yeah, like who does that to their friends? Yeah.
I got dropped one time as a Golden Glove boxer. I swear he pulled the punch.
Yeah.
But it still fucking dropped me so fast.
Body.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
taking a liver
fucking
shot
quick
from like
hook.
Boss Rutan?
Oh my
Like
god.
open-handed.
Yeah, like yeah.
Just strike.
Like not only do you end up like drop, like,
Yeah.
like taking a
He's
knee,
gonna
but
soccer
there's like
kick you.
There's like a handprint on your belly.
He's gonna soccer kick you afterward. Mine was so mean.
Real handprint
He's
of
got.
a bruise.
I've been around him a couple times just because when we used to be on it. The gym that we had there was Bang Muay Thai, right? So we bring
Yeah,
Dwayne.
I've been there.
Yeah, once a year, and he'd bring Boss with him.
Yeah.
Don Fry actually came with him one time, which is super cool.
Don Fry just smoked cigars and drank
dude,
beer.
wearing a cowboy hat, drank beer. Yeah. He was at the fights this week with Mark Coleman, actually. Yeah, we saw.
Can
Don
you
Fry on the
imagine if
street.
somebody went up there and tried to rob them? Like, look at these old dudes. They're gonna take their money.
Dude, those pro-Palestine protesters attacked one of the UFC buses that
Yeah.
Jamal Hill and Robbie Lawler was
Yeah,
on.
and they were like-
Robbie Lawler's quote was like, well, they were the ones that were going to be in danger.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
We're good.
They're lucky we're inside the bus.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they would have like done something like Robbie Lawler just like, oh, you're all gonna die now.
Yeah, that's so
like
scary.
During the protest in whatever, not the pro-pound, but the other protests, somebody was like they were like beating someone up, and Jake Shields was there, like just walking through. He's like, not today. And he started choking people unconscious. Like the problem with all that is like, do your protest, whatever, that's your right. But when you start hurting someone, just know that someone's around.
Yeah.
Like when they were in Albuquerque and John Jones was walking around with his friends to make sure everything stays safe, and somebody like picked up a brick and John was like, don't throw that. And he was like, well, no, I'm gonna. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, no, he's like, 3, 2, dude dropped it and like ran away.
Like talking to a child.
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do to him?
In that situation, I mean, John
Yeah,
Jones is the
I'm putting
parent,
the brick
and
down.
that
Like,
guy's
hey,
the
can I be
child.
on your side? Teach me how to be a man.
No, this brick, will you sign it?
Yeah.
No, what I was saying about Boss is he's been in Austin with us a couple of times, and the guy just got the most incredible bullshit because he's just been around the high level fight scene for so long internationally. So he was talking about a time in Amsterdam. He goes into a bar with his wife, and some guy in there like is talking shit to him. He tells his wife to go off to like to a table or something, and this guy's still talking mess to him. The guy's got 2 girls on either arm, and then he lets go of the girls and he picks up a bar stool to hit Boss, and Boss like it stops the story at this moment. He goes, and this guy picks up something over his head. This idiot, Wemina, and he like acts like does like whatever sound he makes when he like punches
Dude,
someone.
I
in the
love that
stomach,
sound
you know?
he made.
Yeah, and then so he says the guy like falls to a knee. Then Boss just knees like his face like straight into the bar, breaks the bar. He goes, years later I went back, the bar's still broken. And then like everybody's like, oh my god. Dude. So anyway, this one time in Tokyo, dude, brand new awesome story.
Who was that professional fighter or he was a professional football player, and they were at some charity event, and he like stepped.
Oh, Brian Urlacher.
Yeah, and he steps on his shoes, and Brian Urlacher was like mad at him, and Boss is like, he's like, do you want to go outside? And Boss like laughed in his face with his friends.
I think everybody got in Urlacher's ear was like, don't do it. Don't do
Dude,
it.
the bouncers jumped on Urlacher like, hey, like you're good, bro. Like, don't do this. And then later on, Brian Urlacher found out who it was. He was like, oh my god, I'm so like, let me buy you a beer. Because like again, it's one of those things. We talked about this last time, where like the toughest dudes are always the nicest guys.
Right.
Like I was like you, like so tough, very nice, right? Like everybody at this table, tough, very nice. But like, Boss Rutan's on another level.
When I was younger and didn't know how to fight, like I think just being secure leads to being able to be much kinder to people.
Yeah.
And when I was like less secure about like I wanted to be macho, I wanted to be a good fighter, but I didn't know how to fight, you know? I was definitely more of a dick. I mean, I was definitely like younger and more immature.
I'm sure that I'm going to butcher this, but it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And I think it's kind of like that's like especially now, like in the world, I think that's a thing. Like
I think people also don't understand what makes like someone dangerous. Like there's that meme, right, where you have like it's like the scariest guy at the gym, and it's like this like big like tatted up person, like that's what people think of like someone who's gonna fight them, and then it's like the scariest guy at your gym, and it's like Mikey Musumeci. And it's just like this like tiny person. It's like you have no idea this person can destroy you before you even know what's happening.
But it's like whenever you have those dudes who are like got purple hair and they're like real skinny and they like ride a scooter to the gym. That's the guy you have to watch out for.
That dude does rubber guard.
Yeah. He's gonna go zombie something, all those crazy names, and
Zombie,
then choke
stoner,
you.
apocalypse, boom, whatever that
he's
is.
gonna choke you. Also, watch out for that lady over there who could put her foot behind her head because she's gonna do some crazy rubber guard stuff to you too.
Or
Not
she can,
okay.
like, high kick like a like a crazy person.
So back at the when I teach class at night at the combative school, there's a girl named Julia. She was a savage. She was like a purple belt. So you have these tough army dudes come in and they like try to bully everybody, and like I'd like pair them up with Julia, and she would just wreck them.
She was the mad enforcer.
And she was like very beautiful, very nice lady. And then I'd be like, hey, attack him, and she would just humble these dudes, and like it's not great because they would never come back. But also, you come in, you start trying to bully people, like you're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah,
I love being able to do that because at one point I was the guy that like coach was like, hey, go take care of this guy. He's going too hard, you know? And nowadays, like I will have the same situation. Like somebody comes in, like they come in late. They come in like they don't respect like what's going on in class. You know, they want to do their own thing. And then when it comes time to spar, they're going too hard. They're trying to take advantage of stuff. They're not doing like proper technique.
Like when someone throws a head kick and then you catch it and then sweep their leg. Like, hey, he pulled that, dude.
I've been there several times.
Yeah, I've been there a bunch.
Yeah. It happened one time. I threw a high kick at somebody. They caught it and then like chopped my knee, you know? But I pulled the high kick, right?
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to land it.
The best is, did they act like they accomplished something afterwards?
So I got up and like, I think he was trying to touch gloves. I just jabbed him in the face as hard as I could and started low kicking him. I did that for the rest of the round. He left and then wrote me on Facebook later threatening me. I go, buddy, we were just in the gym fighting. You know, you could just stay there and, you know, carry out these threats. You know, go home, get on your computer, and then write me.
No one
beat me up.
like they don't. And when people do shit, like they don't think about like, hey, like I could just like I'm gonna say that I'm gonna beat you up. I could just do it.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's a class we paid to go to.
Maybe instead of writing all that, it's like I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey,
that's a real threat.
Hey, we're gonna spar tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I just beat you today, so I think we're fine.
Yeah. Back in the day, like whenever there was only like one school in like the Colleen Temple like area, like Fort Hood area, like there was a whole bunch of karate schools, and those dudes would come to the gym, and John would be like, hey, like you're gonna fight this dude. And I'm like, okay. He's like, here's the deal though, you can't throw punches or kicks. All you can do is grapple, and he can do anything he wants.
It's more just like make a point.
Yeah, so he's like, he's gonna like he tells us, he's like, you can eye gouge, you can like dick punch, you can like do whatever you want to do. He's just gonna grapple.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, are you ready? And the guy'd be like, getting his karate stance, and he'd be like, okay, go. And then I would just shoot a single leg and then take the dude down and beat the shit out of him.
Who is John?
More.
Okay.
There's our coach back then at the Grappler's Lair.
Gotcha. No relation to Travis.
No.
Okay.
No. But yeah, that happened a lot though. And then like guys would come from base and be like, hey, like we want to be fighters. And John would be like, oh, cool. Well, like you got to train. It's going to take probably like 6 months. He's like, no, I signed up for a fight in 2 weeks. And John's like,
oh my God.
Yeah. John's like, have you ever done anything before? He's like, no.
Why would you sign up for a fight?
Sadly, that's all too normal. Back when I started trying to fight, I tried to do almost the same thing. I was a blue belt. I just graduated from college. I knew how to throw like a jab and a low kick. You know, I trained with shout out Robbie Lawler and Adam Ganscher. I trained with them back in the day. But I remember telling my cousin, I was like, so what do you think? Maybe like a pro fight in a few months? He goes, and like Travis just, you know, he's known me to be an idiot since I was a child. And he was like, Andrew, you're totally not ready for this. He was like, it's at least 6 months and you'll go amateur.
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah. No, I we talked about this last time. I fought my first fight after training for a month, and it wasn't an option. He bothered me in class. The whole class like, hey, you want to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? And I was finally like, fuck, dude, yeah, I'll fight.
To be fair, you were wrestling since you were 4.
That's the difference. Though. I did wrestle since this point. And all I did was wrestle. Shot the worst double leg in the history of double legs. I won though.
Yeah, but a top low single in the history of low singles.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, at least top 3: John Smith, me, and then maybe someone else. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Not even close.
It's such a. Have you ever been taken down by Pat, the low single?
No.
It's such a
Pat pulls guard on me.
Yeah.
Such an unusual takedown to get hit by it. Like it's super cool.
Especially someone by me. Also, if we're gonna give each other compliments, Andrew has the best Peruvian neckties in the history of Peruvian neckties. I know because like I've never tapped one. Sorry, I've tapped a one. Andrew, he got it so like I shot on him. He caught it and then immediately threw his leg over, and I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go unconscious."
Do you ever? So I hadn't done that in years, and you reminded me of it. So I've been doing them in the gym.
Yeah, see,
it's like you forget about certain moves.
Yeah,
like stuff that's like your bread and butter. You just get away from it.
Wait, hold on. You still roll?
This was in the MMA class.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
like punch and punch and punch.
That makes more sense.
I was like, you came here and you rolled, and I was like, I didn't know. Andrew, I know he's a black belt, but I didn't know he had a gi or knows how to tie a belt.
It wasn't his gi. That was a rental.
It was a loaner gi.
I mean, for a while, I was just kind of like, let's see, I hate the word transition now. My last gi competition was 2011. I did the Worlds with it in the gi, and I won one, lost one. It was like a carpet sweep. I lost by 2 points or whatever is lame.
Carpet sweep.
And then that was the year I had my last UFC or MMA fights before I went to the UFC.
Yeah.
And at that point, it was mostly all.
Do you ever think that like you might just hop in a tournament?
I did a couple for Eric Garcia doing that submission hunter. Pro.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying now though. Like, do you ever think like not one for money, just like
no-gi worlds or something?
Yeah, just hop in.
I've thought about it. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun, but I need a lot of work.
Agreed.
Did you start in the gi?
I started in the gi.
Travis is like they're like hardcore gi down there.
It was my first summer away from college. I moved back to Houston. I was delivering pizzas, and Travis was maybe 23 at the time. I just moved back from Rio, where he got his black belt, and he was training out of my uncle, his dad's garage. No AC. It was like me and like a purple belt and a brown belt and a judo black belt, and I was like, oh, I hate this.
But so the thing about like back in the day, the schools though, a lot of them are like that. Like I remember like during the summertime, I love that like here it's climate controlled here, and like the other place, the Twin Wolves I train at, climate controlled, right? But I love the feeling of this. Like I wouldn't let them turn on the AC in the summer. We're open to the garage door.
Yeah.
Like I love that. I love it being like hot as like fuck, and it like being dirty and like clean mats, but like right. I want to raise
the grungy feel.
I want to raise the garage door, and I want to get some. I want to get some work done. Now, caveat: if it's the winter, I'm a baby, and I want the heater on.
I want the heater blasting.
On. So for a month out of the year, I want the heater on. Other than that, though, like let's get that garage door up. I'm gonna play some reggae, and we're gonna fight to the death.
I can dig it, dude. I love that. Just like the warm weather, just training, like kind of indoor outdoor.
Yeah.
What I realized with that is elevation, you can get used to it. Your body will adapt. I don't think like with the humidity and high heat, your body just never gets used to it.
Oh no!
Like I've been in that my whole life, and like each practice is just as hard as the next.
Yeah.
Whereas also, elevation, you will get used to it.
Also, there's that thing where like you do that in the summertime, like you're losing weight, bro.
Yeah.
And it's something about it being cold too. Like more injuries happen when it's hot. Like no, we're flowing. I feel awesome. Like it's gonna be a great practice.
We're gonna scramble because it's be sweaty as hell.
Yeah. But that's like that 10-round Tuesday at 10th Planet. Have you ever done one of those?
Yeah,
bro. So at 10-round Tuesday on 10th Planet, you never know who's gonna be there. You'll walk in and you'll be like, oh fuck, that's Craig Jones, that's Nikki Rodriguez, that's Nikki Ryan,
there's Lex Friedman.
Yeah, Lex Friedman's over there. Yeah. And then you're like, oh no. One night when there was like Jondi was there, Casey Hellenberg was there. Like I was like, I've left my keys at my house. How'd you get here, bro?
My mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Are you tired yet?
Yeah, you told me. I probably shouldn't put this. I'm gonna put it out anyways because none of them are gonna watch it. But you showed up at Roca and it was like Tim, Jondi, and a couple other dudes. Like we're gonna roll gi, and you're like, I don't have my gi, and it was in the back of your. Yeah.
I came for the punching stuff.
It was in the back of your car. Like I would do the same thing.
Well, often like when it was Rory training for fights or Satoshi, I'd go there to train MMA with with him at 1:30. We get done training, then like the crew like just comes in for the 3 o'clock class with Donaher. Like, you guys stick around? It's like, Dan or something. I go, sure ain't. Gotta go to work. Sorry.
My bad. So inconvenient.
But I mean, honestly, like the last few times I've rolled in the gi, it's been really miserable. It's been here with like you and Tim, or before that, I think it was a Lovato seminar at Robbie's. So it was like Lovato and Shanji and my cousin. And I was like, well, I just have no business to be in the gi anymore.
Yeah. So when I was younger, I hated the gi. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, I love this thing. I'm just going to grab it and hold you down.
It makes so much more sense now. I used to be like, dude, nobody's going to fight their clothes. I'm like, everybody fights with their clothes. And if it's cold weather, the gi is absolutely cool. It's like just like a jacket, right? And you see, South Korean parliament getting in a fight, on the parliament floor, and they're all, collar tying judo across each other. It's wild, dude. They're going sleeve and lapel.
Bro, when I was in Korea, I saw one of the police officers grab this dude. He was like, it was cold outside. He grabbed the dude's jacket and he like fucking threw that dude on it. He did like 2 cartwheels in the air and landed. And he landed on his head. I was like, that guy's dead. I just witnessed a murder.
Shoplifter had it coming. Stole a pack of gum. Not in Korea.
I was like, oh my.
Sounds more like Singapore, actually.
I was like, oh my God,
I think they kill people for stealing gum.
But this is like,
wow.
But
No, that's for spitting gum on the street.
That's what it is. I think, is gum even legal in Singapore?
I think
I've heard it's illegal to have gum in Singapore because of that.
Throw gum on the street here. Matthew McConaughey shoots you with a BB gun. They were
sounds
old
about right.
school "Don't Mess with Texas" commercials with McConaughey. He was like dressed like he was like a sniper, like a what do you call
ghillie
it?
suit?
A ghillie suit, yeah, like doing like blow darts at people.
Yeah. It's so funny that like Matthew McConaughey, again, like great guy, right? His book is, if you've never read his book, read his book. His book is awesome.
It's awesome. He'll be on the podcast soon.
Yeah, he's next week, right?
I think so. Yeah.
You know, it's Yako then McConaughey.
Then McConaughey. Yeah. Stay tuned, guys.
No. Also, like I keep being like we need. So my wish list on the podcast though, Jerry Jones, number 1, because these 2 assholes made fun of him. So Jerry Jones, I want to get him on here, right? And then
He'll be after McConaughey.
Yeah, and then I want McConaughey after that, and then the Undertaker.
The Undertaker, I think, might actually be slightly
all
almost
Texas,
reasonable.
all local.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Exactly,
saying.
yeah.
Like, all right, and then I want Jerry Jones and McConaughey to give me money
Same time.
after each one. I want to write me a check for Heroes Jiu Jitsu.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
smart play.
Yeah, but I want to get the money in pesos.
And pesos.
In
Specifically.
just to be funny.
Someone's got to know the Undertaker. I'm sure we can find a connection to the Undertaker.
that way.
Yeah.
Dude, Undertaker used to train it on it with one of our trainers, and we made like a whole cool sizzle reel. Of
Oh, that's cool.
And I think we tried to put it out, and Vince McMahon called our CMO at the time and totally trashed him and threatened like lawsuits and stuff like that. And safe to say that content never saw the light of day.
Wow.
They should do it now because he's not part of it anymore.
He's not.
No. I think he's, somebody, I mean, he might be a little bit, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
He might still have some of it.
Yeah. Anyways, speaking of the gi, though, this weekend, I think it's the 19th, there is a IBJJF starting this new thing called Crown.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a not sub only, but it's like the IBJJF rules, I believe. And they have 5 different weight classes. And it's just going to be a tournament. It's on Flow, like everything's on Flow,
Right.
Or
Flow's
UFC.
crushing, dude.
Yeah, UFC Fight Pass. When is the UFC?
That's December.
December
That big
2nd
event.
is here in
yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, but so
That's on the second
Well,
also.
I thought you meant the UFC grappling event.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's awesome.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's in
That's
December.
also
I was like,
think
I hope
that might be December
I need to-
like 15th
I
or
need to
something.
put that on the board to break it down because I'll totally forget about
That's
it.
at UFC Apex, I think.
Yeah, but
Right.
Samuel
in Vegas, yeah.
Najee,
GSP's on that, right?
yeah,
No, he's
he's a
announcing.
commentator because they
Oh.
could.
No, I know. Pat thought the same thing. Pat's like, GSP
That was
is going to
their-
come back for this?
Oh,
and it's like
dude.
commentating.
Well, he was supposed. He was talking about doing, it, but like
Yeah.
the person he was supposed to grapple got injured.
Who was it? Damian Maya or something?
I think it was Nick Diaz.
Oh, snap.
No way.
That'd have been awesome.
There's a lot of rumors about that, but yeah.
All
And
the
then Khabib
rumors.
was like, "I'll do it for $1 million." No one's gonna pay you $1 million to grapple Khabib. They barely paid you $1 million to fight.
Also,
Yeah,
Gordon's
they
the
did
main
make
card.
it sound like GSP was going to be grappling.
Yeah, and then he was like, "He's doing commentary." Get that on my face, bro. But anyway, so there's 4 different weight classes. This is like the smallest one.
Is this happening in Austin?
No, this is in or all of it's gonna be in California because that's where IBJJF happens.
Oh, okay.
Like but also IBJJF moved to Texas. Everyone else is just make it happen.
You're saying they should.
Samuel Naji versus Diego Pato, and then Fabricio Andre versus Isaac. I'm not going to pronounce that dude's last name. I'm just going to give who I think is going to win each one of these. And I think it's Fabricio Andre. Fabricio Andre is like on a tear right now. He beat John Carlo in a tournament. Like,
oh, damn.
He's crazy. He's small.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a featherweight. Like, he's like explosive. He's crazy. He was with Mika Galval and all those dudes, and now he's at Alliance.
Right.
Dude's a wizard. And then the girls, there's the women's lightweight, and it's Luis Montanero, Brianna St. Marie. I think she's from Canada. And then Nathalie Ribeiro, and then Jana Lebre, I guess.
So good on these names.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick that one because I don't want to make anyone mad. But if I had to, it'd be Brianna St. Marie. She's a savage. And then this one, Tynan Dalpra. And then no one else matters. I'm just joking. Pedro Maya, Andy Marizaki, and then Marcio Oliveira. So, like, Andy Marizaki is always going to be a tough match, but Tynan Dalpra, like, he's kind of on another level right now.
I know zero of these names.
I know. That's why I'm kind of speeding through it because we're losing Andrew. He's got to take a nap soon. And then
Not me, dude. I had my bueno, baby.
Yeah.
Code Sheepdog, 25% off your first order.
And then
Beautiful.
heavyweight,
Nice.
because this is IBJJF weight classes. So heavyweight is Felipe Andrew, Francisco Lowe, Gustavo Batista, and Anderson Frijea. Francisco
names.
Lowe. Like, I don't understand how Francisco Lowe and Felipe Andrew the first round, because that would be like, those are my 2 favorites.
The 2 the favorites on the first round.
Yeah, which is dumb. So I'm going to say Francisco Lowe, but like that match is going to be rough. One of these other dudes could probably win because he's going to be exhausted. And then Gabrielle Pasania, she's I think she's in fight. And then is fighting Amy Campo, Melissa Stricker, and then Natalia De Jesus. I think Gabby Pisania is going to win that. And then the last one is the ultra heavyweight. It doesn't have Marigali in it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, so he's
not on at all?
No.
Interesting.
So it's Eric Muniz versus Roosevelt Souza, and then Victor Honorio versus
I thought you were going to say Victor Hugo.
Yeah, and then Victor Hugo's on either. So like,
what?
Yeah, so this one is like the
interesting.
Yeah, so like,
I'm impressed with the amount of people you know in that the gi world.
Yeah, well, no, since I retired, bro, I'm a jiu-jitsu nerd.
Gotcha.
Like I like this. It was an easy transition for me to break down stuff on the podcast. I know who most everybody is.
Nice.
But Eric Muniz, like, he's gonna win.
Yeah,
he's already beat most of these dudes, and he's the smallest one in the weight class. Like Victor Honorio his guard passing is crazy. He's like a little tree stump. Like he's built like Mark Hunt, a little bit taller, but he like passes everybody's guard. And then
that's guard.
What's that? Yeah, and then
what the hell's a guard?
Roosevelt Souza versus Eric Muniz. Eric Muniz is smaller, but like the IBJJF rule set, the dude is lights out at. Like he's
I've
very
heard of the
good.
Roosevelt guy.
Yeah, he's done a lot of. He was in ADCC.
Okay,
but it's gi, and Eric Muniz is the 3rd best gi guy in the world.
Oh damn!
So like number 1 would be Marigali. Number 2, Victor Hugo. Number 3, Eric Muniz.
I wonder why neither of them are there.
I don't know, but I saw Victor Hugo at Pans.
Yeah.
The Noogie Pans, and he wasn't competing there either. I wonder what's going on. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's getting ready for something big we don't know about.
What was that? Well, weren't they both just at what was that big card that they both fought in when we were watching it?
IBJJF. It was IBJJF tournament at
it was like
Master Worlds.
Yeah, it was like some like fancy thing.
Yeah, but they haven't competed since then.
Maybe they're like Nogi World is right around the corner. Then getting ready for that.
Yeah, but I don't know if Victor Hugo does Nogi.
But he competed at ADCC.
Yeah, but there's a lot of money involved in this too. I think.
Like there's like a grand
that's
prize.
surprising to me.
right?
Yeah,
This
like
IBJJF thing.
bro, but they
money involved.
found out that they have to start doing it.
Yeah.
So like all that where Marigali beat Victor Hugo, like that was worth a decent chunk of change. I don't think it's like the same thing as if you win like
That was recent.
yeah.
it was-
How did he beat Victor?
Points, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Points. Yeah, we watched it here.
Yeah,
Nice.
which is
It
also
was
so
when
annoying.
we had the first the provider one.
Yeah.
That first one, it was that night,
Okay,
that
got it.
Friday.
It was right at Master Worlds. It was like a separate
Yeah.
thing that was going on at the same
Y'all
time.
have to do a cool breakdown for the Who's Number One. I just looked at that whole fight card. That's a
Yeah,
good fight card.
no, we will.
Yeah, we're gonna have Yako on.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we're
nice,
because
yeah.
Yako's one of the referees, which Yako won't be
Oh,
able to
cool.
pick. Yako won't be able to pick.
We'll do it. We'll have him on after.
Yeah. But we're trying to go.
Yeah.
Announcement: Rafael Lovato Jr.
Oh yeah, December 2nd, Rafael Lovato Jr. is doing a no-gi seminar here.
Gi seminar.
Or
Gi
sorry,
seminar.
gi
Gi
seminar.
seminar.
I keep putting out gi. I don't know why I said no-gi. Yeah.
Yeah, he requested gi. I think.
He's
more
it'll be
known
cool.
for the gi.
It'll be cool. I also think that Rafael Lovato Jr., the fact that he hasn't fought Gordon Ryan yet is a Greek travesty.
Yeah,
Travesty.
travesty. There we go.
Tragedy. Yeah.
No, it's a bummer. I don't know why it hasn't happened yet.
Well, because I think Lovato's undefeated. Right. I don't think he's undefeated in Who's Number One. I don't think he's lost yet.
Oh, okay.
Gordon Ryan's fought everybody.
Yeah.
And I think like the game, Lovato's game. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but like I think it'll be better than who's fought recently.
It's so tough to say, man, because like Gordon goes in there, against like a Buchecha, whoever it is, it just makes it look way too easy.
Yeah. No, I know that, but I think about it though,
Which
like
makes me want to see him versus Lovato so bad.
So look at, and if you look at it, so Nicky Rodriguez lost to, oh my God, what's his name? In Who's Number One.
You did the math last time.
Yeah, so I broke it down like two podcasts ago. But excuse me, he fought El Monstre, and El Monstre beat Nicky Rodriguez, right? And then Lovato choked El Monstre, like submitted him.
Okay.
And then he just fought Ricardo Evangelista and submitted him.
Right.
So like
And that was gi, right?
Nope, no
Oh,
gi.
that was no
Everything
gi?
was no gi.
Oh, cool.
So if Lovato beats Pedro Mourinho for the light heavyweight belt, like I realize that Gordon's a heavyweight, but like that's the fight.
Yeah, it's got to be.
That'd
right?
be great.
Yeah,
fight.
right. Like you need to have them fight. Like Nicky Rodriguez, like is always going to be an entertaining fight, but like that's what has to happen. Also, you should do Lovato. Like if
Versus Nicky
if Lovato won't fight Craig Jones, then you need to do Lovato versus or if Lovato will not fight Gordon Ryan, you need to do Lovato versus Craig Jones.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome
I like
too.
to see all those matchups.
Yeah.
And Craig Jones just won. He
Who
fought
he
in
just beat?
Polaris. Some guy that fought in the UFC.
Oh, okay.
But he had a ton of submissions.
The guy that got knocked out by Hamzat in like 20 seconds, Gerald Mearshart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, you nailed that name. I fucked up so bad. Yeah, but so yeah, I think that event though is going to be like dope. And then I did this thing this weekend. We talked about it last weekend. So I flew out Friday to Virginia, and then I cut weight with my buddy Colton Smith.
How much
we were
weight
talking
you
about
got?
before.
Not very much. Like
237 to 230.
no. I weighed in at
241
I
to
weighed
237.
no, I weighed two. Because they're so mean to me. I weighed in at a 226.5.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and I didn't start cutting because I hurt my forearm, but I just toughed it out. Like it was cool. Like, I had enough time, but I weighed like 241, and then I didn't cut weight, and then I started like cutting on Wednesday. So I cut like
Easy 15.
yeah,
Now
like,
you're back up to 237. Nice.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Refuel, refeed.
Yeah, because hold on, because it's cutting weight. It's not real weight. It's not
No,
going to
I
stay off. Like
understand.
that's what people are like. I'm going to cut like 15 pounds for like beach season. It's going to come right back on.
No, dude, I remember fighting. Everybody was like, "Ooh, I need to cut weight with you." I'm like, "Okay, well, you have to go on a diet for like 8 weeks,
Yeah.
and work out like twice every day."
And so you know
That's part of it too.
Yeah, and I always like tell people like you like when you're losing weight, like you're not like if you 2 months out, you're just dieting.
Yeah.
The cut doesn't start until like 3 days before
Right.
weigh-ins. Then usually it could be like 5, but you usually like that's the like because you want to keep everything so you have energy and you're strong and you just like it's like a roller coaster, right? Like you're up here, and then you cut weight, you're back down here, and then at weigh-ins you're at the bottom, and then after weigh-ins you take that ride back up.
The idea is to balloon back.
Yeah,
And it's really just water manipulation.
yeah,
honestly.
but we did it. Yeah, 100%. But we did it, but the problem is the eating before you start manipulating the water is very important because because things that make your body like hold in water, you have to cut out. So you have to eat like what I would always do was like boiled chicken. No seasoning except for Mrs. Dash because there's no sodium in it, and then almonds because that's not going to have you retain any water. So you eat that, but that's like the week up. But you cut out all the BS. Don't do this. It's super dangerous. Like this isn't like do not do this.
This is not health advice.
Yeah, no, this is not health advice at all. But you do all that, and it'll flush like that. But then doing a whole bunch of exercises and sauna and all that kind of stuff will flush all that water out of your system.
I used to have no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I never wrestled. So
Yeah.
it'd be like day before a weigh-in, and I'd be like, okay, got to eat healthy, but keep it small.
Yeah,
right? So like a 1/6 inch from Subway.
Oh my
bread.
God, all the sodium.
Yeah, wheat bread and like 1 Powerade or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The next day was just
All-
miserable trying to cut like 4
Yeah,
pounds.
because your body's holding all that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, but so I cut the weight. Yeah.
We gotta have a call.
Yeah. So I cut the weight and then weighed in. We were fine. The Army, there was 4 teams: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Battle of the branches.
Yeah, Battle of the Branches. We fought the Air Force first. Colton ran through everybody, and I complained on the sideline. I was like, Colton, can I grapple too? He was like,
Can I have some fun?
Yeah, because he our first dude went in there and there was double knockout. So if no one submitted anybody, both guys were out, and then Colton submitted 3 guys. And I was like, Colton, that is BS. I want to do jiu-jitsu. I cut all that weight. I better be able to roll. He was like, okay. So he just left, and then I grappled the last guy, and then we didn't have to it was tough. I didn't submit him, but I would control the whole time. And then the Air Force or the Marines fought the Navy because the big brother, little brother kind of thing. And then the Marines won. The Navy fought the Marines. Yeah, the Marines won, and then we fought the Marines in the finals.
Nice.
And then we had this guy named Tim Dawson, I think. Tim Dawson or Lawson. It doesn't matter because he's super technical. So we had
Where's he out of?
Maryland.
Okay.
So we had our first guy went in. He kind of had an injured shoulder. He grappled the first Marine, double knockout, but he kind of controlled the whole fight. And then Tim came in and submitted 2 of the Marines, and then had a knockout with another one. And then we were gonna have the only purple belt on our team go in and grapple the last guy. But he was big. He was bigger than me. And Colton was like, "Sit down, I got this," and went in there and choked that dude. And then we got our belts. And then
And you've been showing them off to everyone all week.
because everyone yeah, it's cool.
No, it is super cool.
Potentially
Should have brought it in here.
What's that?
Yeah, how come you didn't bring it on the
Here.
podcast?
Yeah, I should have. Well,
That'd
we
be a
were,
good move.
yeah, we were in a hurry, but
It's fine,
We'll
it's
take
fine.
a picture for the thumbnail with
yeah,
it.
That's
and
a good
then
idea.
on Sunday I did the PBJJF,
The Peanut Butter Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
the world.
Peanut butter
They put on a real
Jitsu.
good, legitimately. If you it's the Professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. If you've never done one of their tournaments, go do their tournaments. It was awesome.
You do that one in Maryland, or you come back here for that?
Nope, there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big weekend.
Yeah, and then so I did that on Sunday, and I took first in my weight class. Grappled this guy named Seth Caron, very good, awesome dude, super nice. Check out his Instagram. He's got some really good jiu-jitsu videos on YouTube. Go check those out too. Super technical. And then I grappled another dude and beat him. So I won my weight class. Had a couple matches in the absolute, and then made it to the semifinals. They made it where it's a super fight. So they had music.
It sounded so cool.
yeah, music, lights,
New mats.
yeah, they moved the mats around, so it was one big thing. And then I ended up losing. I took this dude down low single. It's kind of my move.
Single.
And then I passed.
haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I passed his guard. I got side control.
He wrestled since he was 4, right?
Yeah, and then he re-guarded me, and then he did a pendulum sweep, swept me, took my back, and he ended up beating me. But
man.
dude did really good, and I competed the day before, so
that's cool.
yep. And then I flew back at 5 o'clock in the morning
With no sleep.
with
and came
no
straight
sleep.
here to teach
Drove
class.
from Dallas because I flew from Dallas.
Why would you fly out of Dallas?
Because they had the best times for tickets.
I noticed you were kind of tired yesterday.
Yeah, bro. So I drove
didn't know
here.
that was the reason.
Yeah, drove here. Yeah, taught class, went home, slept till 6 o'clock this morning.
Man, I gotta say though, that's a huge thing. Is an instructor that teaches well but also still competes at a high level is like that's super awesome for all the people here.
We need to get one here at Grace.
It was also really great because when he came in, he's like, "This is what happened to me this weekend. Like, let me show you." Because I don't know if you never really saw it or like you just never. Someone was doing something against him, and he's like, "Let me show you what they were doing." Like, you could stop this or you start using it, right? It was a really good move.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're kind of like going out there, seeing different things and then implementing them for everyone here is awesome.
Well, so, but I know we got to finish it, but I don't ever want to get stagnant. And I think one of the ways you get stagnant is not competing, because then you just get in your jiu-jitsu, you don't see new things. And that's also why I'm kind of a jiu-jitsu nerd now, is because I want to watch and I want to see the moves. Like 50-50, get that out of here. I'm not going to start doing that. But like, I think that if you go out and do competitions, you're going to see those things. And at the Battle of the Branches thing, it was like a seminar.
Yeah.
Like it was no-gi, but like the Navy, I can't remember the dude's name, but the Navy had a guy, he kind of looks like Tim, bigger arms though, maybe.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude was jacked, skinny legs though. But he was like after it was like showing dude stuff because he ran through the Air Force team and for third and fourth, but super technical. Anyways, like he was like, it was a mini seminar, and kind of Colton was kind of showing stuff. I showed a couple things, like it was cool. It was an awesome vibe. And then kind of the same thing at the Professional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation thing, like. It was cool, and I want to like make sure that I stay in the community, and I want to, and I want to keep learning. So, like
from the other end of it, as a competitor, I remember the point where I stopped teaching completely. I was so burnt out from teaching.
Yeah,
but like in hindsight, even like my guys that are coming up and fighting, I still have them. Even if they don't need the money, I'd still try to get them to teach like twice a week or something, because it keeps you so integrated in the game. It makes you pay attention more to like what's happening at a high level and putting that into what you're teaching your guys. Mm-hmm. And I think getting away from that, same thing that you said, stagnant, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think you always have to grow, because jiu-jitsu always changes, right? And there's always like the ebb and flow, like new things. Like it used to be 50-50 guard, and then it was the heel hooks, it's still heel hooks, and then now it's like wrestling. Like everybody's getting into wrestling now. So like
nobody was throwing calf kicks a few years ago, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
Yeah.
100%. But I think we're good. Do you guys want to?
No, this was awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. We didn't even get into your backstory, but maybe another time.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah, we'll have you back again.
Yeah, well, we're
again, lifelong fan, so this was a real treat for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You want to shout out Bueno again? What was that code?
Code Sheepdog for 25% off your first order of Bueno. Yeah. Get it? This stuff is awesome. I dared to tango with the mango, and I'm not disappointed.
Bueno is good.
Lovato seminar Saturday, December 2nd. Get your tickets now while they're still a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Price will increase. The thing will get sold out, so get on that.
Oh, also, we're doing a raffle for Heroes Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes.
It's for a gun, correct?
Yeah. There's 3 prizes. First place is a gun. Second place is a grill, and third place is some other various things.
Yeah. So, when is the raffle? When is it? When is
that?
That
is the 25th Saturday, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
So buy your ticket. Can you get their tickets online?
You cannot get your tickets online. You have to come into Sheepdog to buy them at our new gun store, Noble Defender.
Yep.
And if you haven't taken a Sheepdog course yet, you need to. You're a liability.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.